Hello, you Pisces people. This is your forecast for September 2024. You can listen for your sun, moon, and rising, and it happens to be a really positive month for your bigger financial situation, those kinds of monies that you need to borrow from a bank or get through an inheritance. Look good on you, but you're also going through some significant changes in your relationships to romantic partners and also your children. We're going to talk about how that is a big narrative for you that starts in September and also, honestly doesn't finish until next July. So, June. So let's get rolling and talk about your sky. First of all, Pisces, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Lori Lothian. I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac whole sign houses. Fixed stars and minor asteroids are always in the mix. We'll be talking about Eros and Cupido. Cupid's arrow in the month of September. Some of you might fall madly in love. But on the other hand, we're also going to mention a few things about me. And that is that I am giving you the opportunity to study with me this fall. I'm teaching this class at the end of September. It runs for 6 weeks. It's live, Q&A. It's called Sky Reader. Be your own astrologer, time your best life, a private Facebook group, high touch learning. You will learn how to read your chart and use some really ancient, exotic, but simple timing tools for navigating your life effectively. And check out my all signs bundle and or individual bit videos of your sign for 2024, 90 minutes long each. Those were never on YouTube. I sold them as a fundraiser for my channel, and they're now available at less than half price because we're like 4 months left in the year. We're 2/3 of the way along, but grab those if you want. You'll still have some content to reflect upon from my perspective on what you need to do or think about for this year ahead. Well, this year we're in 2024. Okay, so moving into the story for all you Pisces fishies. First thing I want to say is this: you are going to experience a sea change, but mostly positive in how you experience sexuality, romance, and your children, your creative projects, and your entrepreneurial business, if you have one, because of the movement of Mars through Cancer, which is your fifth house of all of those things. Mars is only spending 6 weeks here every 2 years, but this is a different story. This is Mars here starting September 4th and not really permanently leaving this part of your chart until April 18th because of a rare retrogradation. You know, if you go back to March 28th last year to May 21st, that's the last experience you had of Mars traveling through your fifth house. You can go back and try to think about, did you have arguments with your children? Mars is in the house of children. A fight with a romantic lover. Did you have to cut out some of your pleasures for other things that were more important? Some of your joyful satisfactions were diminished as Mars eliminated them. Did you have to make some changes to your creative projects or work really hard in an entrepreneurial business or creative project environment where you bust in your butt that way? The end of March last year to the third week of May, a lot of you were probably doing that. But this is back again on steroids. It's going to be such a long journey. On September the 4th, Mars enters that fifth house and does not leave again, as I said, till April, but will be in direct motion through that part of your chart till November 4th. So it is those first 2 months, September and all of October, you're really going to focus on what Mars is driving you to do. Now, he is the will, the action, decisions, the drive, the intensity, the passion around something. And if you're on a creative project, you're working on a book or an art project, or you're an entrepreneur, you're just busting butt with all of the energy you need. He's highly competitive here. He's like a sports guy, and you might be more competitively driven to succeed. Your competition factor is on really leveled up in the month of September and October. So keep that story in the back of your mind. It's a big deal. And a little bit of all of that hard work and perseverance will pay off for you, but not until the end of the month. And we'll talk about that in the chronological part of our reading today. What we're starting with is what the major planetary motions are. So let's talk about Venus. Venus has moved into Libra as of August the 29th. Oh, which is our home kingdom, I should say that. She's strong, happy, and capable here. And she will be leaving there on the 22nd or 23rd, depends on where you live. And Venus there for 3 weeks is a super powerful love fest, glow up around money you share with your spouse, credit card loans and debts, things to do with banks and mortgages, and shared resources because you're a shareholder in a company, or passive residual income from investment stocks and or royalty income. So that kind, and inheritances, and that kind of money is on a positive trajectory for you. August the 29th to September the 22nd, or you may be learning some occult mystery technique that you love, like diving into astrology or tarot and just enjoying the ride. But otherwise, it's often a money story. Secret hidden love stories happen here, and you may engage in a secret hidden love story, especially with Mars in your 5th house of passion and romance. And yes, some of you may be having an off the tabloids, hidden behind the scenes love story, infatuation, romance brewing in the first 3 weeks of September. When Venus moves out of the 8th house and into Scorpio, which is your 9th house, on the 23rd, then she begins from a place of some weakness, Scorpio, to try to bring good things to you for foreign travel, foreign shores, book publishing, academic and college and university settings, spiritual faith and philosophy. She is trining your ascendant in a flowing way from the 9th house, which makes your health better, which makes you feel better about being you. And it is a good energy because it is a luck house as well. So we do not mind that transit for you. Even despite her position in Scorpio, she is still providing good things in a good way for you. And it could be really beautiful opportunities to travel with women, go off to foreign lands, get a book publishing deal, get accepted at your favorite school, enjoy your environment of spiritual community, or things like that. So you're feeling good about that September 23rd through to October the 17th. Mercury, the fast-moving planet, is actually going through 3 signs in the month of September. What a fast mover. He's whizzing through the first 8 days of September, the last of 2 months stay in the sign of Leo, your 6th house of health and work. You might have spent a lot of time, kind of focused on blood tests and workups for your health and looking at understanding and figuring out better health matters. You might have been working if you're in a job, with a lot of really busy emails, phone calls, and text messages, and changes of mind as he went retrograde about protocols, changes of direction for health, work, pets, and all of that. Even rental agreements going back and forth for property matters could have been a big deal when he was in Leo, for 2 months, and then finishing up the 8th day of September. On the 9th of September, Mercury moves into his home kingdom. His strength is there. It's your marriage house. It gives you a nice glow in your marriage. So if you have a marriage, then Mercury here means a lot of communication between you and your partner, and maybe a more fun, because he rules comedy, socialization, and you might be engaged in more fun, more communication, more lightheartedness, more friendship, more companionable, easygoing energy in a long-term committed love partnership. But it's also a house of legal contracts and vows, and he's the god of the deal and the details. So if you're going to sign legal contracts and deals, it's going to be about home property and land matters, most likely based on Jupiter's transit through the 4th house of homeland and property, which is ongoing until next year, until June. Mercury going through this part of your chart is really good for buying or selling a property, especially because he will move into the house of mortgages and banking as well, starting on September 26th through to mid-October. So it's a good time for some of you Pisces to buy or sell real estate if that's a part of something that's probable or possible for you at this time. I mean, Mercury could be the perfect offer, for a property, or a really good deal on a property if you're buying one, when he's in Virgo 7th house placement. Now we're going to move away from the big picture story, and we're going to move into the narrative of each of the details chronologically. I do know I talk fast. That's okay. There's a little gear shift icon on YouTube. You can slow down my speed. You can take notes. You can play me back. You can pause me. So I'm going to talk at the pace that makes this half hour jam-packed, dense with content, but it fits my time schedule. So the first 3 days of September, we end up with a Mars square Neptune. It's like what illusion, delusion, misunderstanding, or confusion will be cleared completely up. Like you put the defogger on your windshield and now you see clearly where you're going. And this is defogging and clearing up, something to do with some uncertainty around a child, a lover, a creative project, a business entrepreneurial endeavor, around your sexual romantic life, or anything to do with sexuality in general. And so that energy is being diffused of confusion during the first 3 days of September. On September the 3rd, Venus will also be on the South Node in Libra. Well, she's in strength. She's also on a fated position that can be about a loss, financial loss or surrender. Watch out your stock market stuff. Watch out for just something like having to give up or release something financially. Or unfortunately, if you're in a secret relationship, it could be letting that one go, or for it to come out in the open even. So there's something going on September 3rd around those themes. On September the 3rd as well, we have a new moon. The new moon is happening in Virgo. It's a new beginning in your house of long-term committed love. Every new moon happens to unfold a new start, a fresh beginning in that marriage. Or if you're single, maybe bringing a new person into your life over the course of the next month after the September moon, September 3rd, or even unfolding over the 6 months that follow. The moon is opposite Saturn, right? And that energy is baked into the new moon. So Saturn is about being realistic, and you are the realist. You won't tumble into any new relationship unless it's absolutely clear to you that this is the real deal. And with Saturn in Pisces, it also means that you're also looking at your partner through the lens of, I'm getting old, let's get this thing together, let's get married, let's get real. Or you're looking at your partner through the lens of realism. They're fallible and human, and you're being practical and realistic about the terms of love. But a new moon is giving you a fresh lease on that relationship if it's already here, and a new one if maybe you don't have one at this point. Okay. I mean, certainly with Jupiter moving into your 5th house next year, if you don't have a love partner now, you'll get one by summer of next year, add a year. And you might get pregnant, or your partner might get pregnant next summer, add a year. But let's not jump into the future. Moving into September the 6th and the 7th, Mercury squares off with Uranus. He's at 27, 28 Leo. That's on a powerful star called Algol. Uranus is at 27 degrees of Taurus. Well, what does it mean? It means that there's probably some kind of unexpected surprise and news about a younger sibling, a travel opportunity, 3rd house matters, something in the social media land, and the energies of work and career, or neighbors and neighbors versus pets, or situations to do with your health and things to do with travel. I mean, it's like a jolt of the unexpected. The news is coming through the 6th house. So news about health, about work matters, about pets, and about rental situations that surprise you, basically. That's the basic energy field of September 6th and the 7th, but also on the same time frame, the sun will be opposite Saturn, and that is sun in your house of marriage, opposite you being the realist. You're going to struggle with a business partner, client, or marriage situation. There'll be a battle here. You have wisdom and sagacity. The sun has practicality and details. What is the power struggle about? Who wants to do one thing and the other person has a different agenda? It's probably that significant relationship partner or somebody in your business or audience marketplace thing where you're going to have a clash here around the 6th and the 7th. And who knows, maybe that surprise that we're seeing is coming off of that clash as well. September the 11th and the 13th to the 13th, sun in Virgo. Sorry, guys, I've been sitting to record a lot of videos and I need to get out to exercise. Sun in Virgo is in your 7th house, squaring Jupiter in your 4th. I mean, what the heck? Is it a real problem here with your partner and something going on in the domestic property, homeland, your private life together? I mean, who's got this kind of, opposes Saturn in the 1st house of youth and squares Jupiter? Like, maybe your partner's not happy with something and you really have to listen to what they have to say. They're pushing back against things to do with property, home, domicile, shared resources, a shared home, maybe things to do with the way you're approaching it. Like maybe they think you're being too bossy. Sun is like, I'm all about me, I'm the leader, and Saturn is, the know-it-all. So there's something going on. This is tension in a relationship of some sort, and it's going to be feeling pretty intense at the window of September 11th to the 13th. You may even feel it building as early as September 7th. Mercury is sextiling Mars, though, around September 11th to the 13th, which is good for your commercial success. If you're in an entrepreneurial self-starter consulting business, you're getting commercial thrival, and Mercury's whipping up the deals and negotiations and communications you need to have creative, artistic, and commercial success stories taken off for you. So hard work does pay off. You have a whole sign trine between Mars in your fifth house of creative entrepreneurial endeavors, and Saturn is your willpower and discipline. And you were just focused, man, focused and working hard. And this is like a nice little spot of, wow, look at me go. I'm successful here in my prosperity, my deal making, my client outreach, my creative projects. And you may have a very powerful and positive communication with a child, and it looks good and feels good September 11th to the 13th. On September the 13th, 14th, we have the happiest sky of the year. It's kind of like rainbows and unicorns. I mean, Venus is in Libra, her home kingdom, with Eros, the asteroid for passion. Jupiter is with Cupido in Gemini in your fourth house. Whatever is going on the September 13th and 14th, give or take 3 or 4 days before these dates, it looks like beautiful, positive prosperity news from inheritances, property, land, and real estate matters, and shared monies with a spouse, business partner, or bank loan mortgage. Okay, a refinance on the mortgage is the best thing possible. Paying off a credit card debt, selling a property, buying a property. Beautiful energies here for you, with a great deal of luck upon luck, good upon good, super benefic, super sweet energy. September 13th and 14th. And a week or two before, even and after, you may feel its emergence and its waning energy for you. Hi. And the eclipse, the first eclipse in Pisces, is going to start rolling out through your sky throughout 2025 into 26. This is a teaser eclipse, and it comes out on September the 25th. It's happening in your first house. You're going to grow a bigger pair of shoes and step into your big girl panties and your big boy booties or whatever, because the North Node expands your identity over the course of 2.5 years. Well, a year and a half, and it's starting to be felt by you now. This is a full moon in the house of you, 25 Pisces, with Neptune and wedged between Neptune and Saturn. Well, you are standing in your space here, being you. You're growing larger. You are learning to be a bigger sense of you, and you want worldly success and expansion of self in order to have a life. You may have some resistance coming through the sky. We always do have resistance for some reason, some person, because Mercury will be opposite this eclipse in your house of significant others. But on the other hand, you may just be seeing this eclipse as a way to step into more communication with a marketplace audience or clients, as this opens up a revenue stream or a particular direction for you. You know, you might find yourself feeling like you've got a flashlight going inside of you from this eclipse. Like, let me look inside of myself. Lunar eclipse is shining eerie red light into your identity. And you may be seeing parts of yourself, not just on the 25th degree of Pisces on the 18th of September, but over the course of the month before the eclipse and the 6 months after, illuminating and revealing aspects of character that you were out of touch with. If it's your sun, aspects of career, moon, home, and nest and mother issues. But look, we'll do an eclipse video. So general gist is revelation around self. And because the North Node is in the second house, that's why the eclipse is happening, still in Aries, hybrid eclipse here. It's also about your own self-worth, self-esteem, and ability to generate food, shelter, and water, resources, and financial means. You will be looking at yourself squarely from this one eclipse and going, why do I always have troubles with money? Why am I not saving? Why don't I have enough self-esteem to get what I need and want? Where do I undo myself because I eat and drink and smoke the wrong things? I mean, this is a big shift for a lot of Pisces. If you have a saboteur in there, you're getting rid of the saboteur. And believe me, with Pluto moving through Aquarius for 20 years, you're not going to be able to hold on to any self-sabotage, addictions patterns, vows of past life junk, and family of origin wounds. It's time to get rid of that stuff forever. Keep it in mind. We also move on September the 18th. We see Mercury opposite Saturn. Well, yeah, of course. So again, during this eclipse, you may have some really difficult conversations with a client, a business partner, or spousal type relationship partner, where you have to really clear the air. This eclipse can open up challenges to that relationship as well, especially if your Pisces ascendant is near 25 degrees, let's say 3 degrees before and after 25 degrees of Pisces. Yeah, well, you're going to have that challenge with your marriage partner, I'm pretty sure, if you have one. long-term committed love partner around the eclipse itself of September 18th. September 19th and 20th, no, September 19th to the 23rd, a grand air trine forms in the a grand earth trine forms in the sky. Prosperity, abundance, and resourcefulness. Now, this is an earth trine that is connected to sun trine Uranus, surprise, sun trine Pluto, power, sun where? Sun in the house of legal contracts, negotiation, deals, marriage and business partnerships, clients and audience, flowing to Algol, Uranus, Algol's a star, in your third house of younger sibling, aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces and nephews, siblings in general, trips and travel, flowing to Pluto in the house of the sibling one older than you, allies, benefactors, etc. First of all, two sibling houses are involved. So generally you could say that you're going to get wealth through siblings, but you also might get wealth through cousins, aunts, uncles, nieces, and nephews, or you might just be glowing up in the way you earn money from your career. Third house, online, social media, writing projects, communications. Seventh house, audience and market outreach. It's an increase in your success in a career story that involves those places, because prosperity is emerging here for you. And not only does this grand earth trine open up in these relational karma houses at this time of September 19th to the 23rd, but to add glory to glory, you get then Mercury doing the very same thing by taking the place of the sun on the 24th and the 26th from Virgo 7th house and repeating the whole story. So in essence, the 19th of September to the 26th of September is a financial glow up. So look for that story to happen. It could come through learning, teaching, traveling, writing, communicating, marketing, and selling, making more gains in your career, and sharing with your audience, marketplace, and other, or creating your business partnerships as well. So yay you. Fly in the old ointment. Yeah, there's always something. 21st, 22nd of September, Venus squares Pluto. Yes, toxic love, toxic money stories can emerge. Power struggles around love and money can emerge. It's likely a money story, but it could also be a secret love story that's really shattering something. Mercury will go in there after. So hopefully your partner's not disclosing infidelities. But if it's not that, then Pluto in the house of career gains and Venus in the house of taxes, banks, mortgages and loans, crunch. Some kind of financial grit around the 21st and 22nd of September. Yet the larger story of that earth trine speaks volumes. And so this is a fast moving transit, 21st, 22nd, fly in the ointment. It will not last, but it could be a bit of a ouch. And with Mercury moving into this part of the chart just after Venus squares Pluto, if there's a blowout with a partner, like a long-term love partner, Mercury rules your marriage house, it will be a disclosure of an infidelity or something, hopefully not with a common friend, but there can be that kind of icky moment for you, Pisces, in existing relationships, or a disclosure about money, that you didn't know in your partner's life. Money or love stories in your partner's life can come to a critical head here around the 21st, 22nd of the month. Then on September the 29th, and this is about a week before and after September 29th, the glow of Mars trining Saturn, all this hard work about creativity, entrepreneurship, romance, sexuality, children, Mars actions and decisions flowing to Saturn in the house of you. You are Saturn. You are hardworking, perseverant, diligent, and disciplined. You are wise and sage-like, and you see Mars in his detriment, slicing through the house of children, creative projects, entrepreneurial endeavors, romance, and you're okay with it all. You're kind of like, okay, Mars, like, let's just work this out together. Usually this is about where the hard work and passion and drive and will lends itself to lasting results. So you're seeing lasting results in the house of children, in the house of creativity, in the house of entrepreneurial, in the house of creative projects. Okay. You realize your hard work is giving you enduring success. You can run with this. This is going to work for you, especially with Mars in your fifth house through to April. So creative projects, entrepreneurial projects, and connections with your children. So, when Mars is in the house of children, if you're a parent and your kids are living with you, let's say they're getting ready to move out or they're too old to live with you. But I'll tell you, Mars means children leaving the home when it's in the fifth house, cutting away, separating from children. And so for a Pisces with children, and you think, oh my God, when is this kid going to leave the home or the nest? This could be the next 6 months. This is going to happen. And your sort of wise sage-like wisdom says, time to go. I'm going to kick you out of the nest. You can learn to fly, for parents ready to have their kids move on. Then finally, triple conjunction, Sun, Mercury, and the South Node at 6 degrees of Libra. So Libra, secret love affairs, 8th house, shared resources with your partner and money you share together, taxes, bank loans, finances from inheritances, triple conjunction. This was like maybe connected to what Venus was doing September 3rd on the South Node, but now it's back again. And now it's Mercury's story. Well, Mercury is always about information, news, right? So information and news, disclosures, conversations, some intensity, some surrender needed, some loss. Be careful with your stock portfolio around this time. Be careful. This does not look good if you have a stock portfolio and this is like a sinkhole. What am I talking about? September 29th. However, also, we see strategic Athena in the 10th house of reputation and career, working on her best modality to bring victorious strategy to whatever difficulties are going on in the 8th house. We also see that we have Ceres, and she is a square to what's going on. Some challenges in your finance may lead you to cut off connections to a group that you belong to, a professional organization, a professional earning setting, or even to a friendship. But I don't know how friendship and money plays in here, but with Pluto in the house of friends and secret love affairs Venus, hopefully you're not finding out that your significant other has been philandering with a friend. But there's this kind of weird soap opera vibe going on for you guys with all this 8th house action of betrayal, infidelity, secrets, and secrets revealed. Mercury is a secret revealer. South Node is something really, it's going to ask you to let go of something, to release something now. And Venus is, of course, love and money secrets. So she was there first. So yeah, so that's the darker side of September for a lot of Pisces. That's all I'm going to say, nothing else I can add to that. I hope this is useful, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Check out my Patreon community. Come jump aboard with me. We are rolling into about 400 permanent members of the Patreon community, and it's intimate because we have chats. I have content there you don't get here. Patreon.com/lunatic astrology. I love my Patreon community. I have a lot of fun over there. I love their questions. Our minds are brilliant. Our 3 times a week month calls are amazing. So come join us. See if it's a part of your cup of tea. It's $5 a month. Buckle up for October. It's horrendous. It's horrendous. But this month is a breather. So get ready for October. Like, subscribe. Hit my bell for notifications. Thanks for getting through this with me. Oh my God, it's been a busy month. My production schedule for September and August have been over the top. Big hugs, everyone.